All right, so this is day 4 of the Field Facilitator Training in Germany. I'm at a break, so I just thought I'd just share a quick update of what's happening. Today is practice day, so we are beginning to set up circles, small groups of around 7, where there's an opportunity for emergent leadership or directed leadership to be practiced, where the actual skills that we've been developing and sharing and imprinting over these last 3 days get a chance to now be embodied experientially. There's only so much theory or kind of demonstration and training before, well, we just need to get into the cockpit, fly the plane, and see how that goes to get a feel for it. So there's a lot of practice and feedback and just multiple rounds of getting in touch with our felt sense, as I call it, this ability to not be so much in the mind, but now to feel through attunement how to guide, lead, when to be assertive, when to be a little bit more allowing, when to be directional, and when to listen. There are these balancing forces as a facilitator, when to speak and to, bring in clarity and when to hold the space. The different hats between, in moments, being a cheerleader, another moment being a coach, another moment being a protector, mama bear, or a trainer, or somebody who is more of a conductor of the energy. So there's a complex, multidimensional nature to circle that makes this practice. Oops, sorry. That's Siri on my watch. This multidimensional layered or multi-layered art, it's daunting because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things for our nervous system to pick up and read and then assimilate, integrate, and then make a useful decision on. And so it requires a lot of, practice. And so the aim of these weeks and this first module is not to really go into the what, in terms of going deep into the technique, the methodology, the technology, but to take a more bird's eye meta view of the how. And that leads into the invitation for participants here to feel what is their unique style, and then to proceed to practice and deepen and do the work that's necessary to cultivate those skills. Because during this week, it's best to be exposed, inspired, and invigorated by a lot of the possibility. But in order to make that possibility something that is now consistent as a skill, this requires a ton of practice. For my own, I've lost count now, but it must be for the last 20 years, I've facilitated over 40,000 hours, in these amplified fields and guiding that. And something that came up that was really important is the feedback that is coming back from the field. And I really appreciated this, which is why I'm not actually in this session this afternoon, is that by me being here, it is offering an imprint. And the beauty of an imprint is that we get to see what's possible, we get to see modeling, we get to feel an example. And if we resonate with it, it can really open us to new worlds. The danger of having too much of an imprint is that we can override our own unique style at an early stage and try to copy or emulate or try to make it look like what we've been imprinted by. And that can be sometimes disadvantageous. So how to bring the gift, how to show up and contribute, while at the same time not over-delivering a frequency that becomes too, I don't know how you say that, it becomes not too big, but it's too dominant as a frequency that causes too much of an imprint, that prevents the cultivation of emergence, actually, of something else that wants to come alive. So yeah, I'm just fascinated by this entire collaborative process around how to facilitate and teach facilitators field attunement. That's Siri again. So there's this question, right, around how is something intangible taught? How do we actually teach something that is quite hard to one even name? I mean, on the first day we talked about the question, what is a field? And the three of us, Andy, myself, and Rachel, all kind of gave our unique perspectives, from morphogenic epigenetics to culture to what I work with, which is talking about the field as a group nervous system and the spiritual components of that as we kind of transfer information from one part of us to another part of us, cleverly camouflaged as another. And there's a field that exists within the circle work that I'm doing, but there's also the field of consciousness where the body or the frequency of work exists that goes pretty much universal, that any one of you right now could tap into, that is a much larger field. So then there's the field of our own inner parts and inner world that exists just within our own body. I mean, it's like I said, it's just not easily definable. And it's one thing to kind of know what is the field, another thing to be able to feel it, but there's a whole other skill to read it and then meet it, make love to it in a way, to be able to guide resonantly or coherently others into deep transformational processes. And so it's just been this ongoing mission and passion of mine to discover what some of the secret sources are around this, secret formulas, and the ways in which I can, through the support of other team players, unlock this superpower in other human beings. Because the world needs it. And and it's also something that is probably the most enjoyable vocation and practice I've ever encountered. And it's also one of the most accelerated sources of awakening through learning about ourselves by what the field feeds back to us when we facilitate. So, yeah, this is just an ongoing, continuing journey of discovering what makes a great facilitator training. So yeah, I'm super curious, and I might talk to you tomorrow or the day after. I'm not quite sure. I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to do daily updates, but yeah, I'll continue to share with you what's happening here in this field. All right.